Welcome into the PHNX Sun Devil Show, brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe wherever you get your podcast. I am Anthony Totri, joined by Shane Diefenbach and Shawn DePaz, back in studio, guys. Spring football is officially over.
Yeah, thank God. That was what we watched basically nothing and almost got an injury out of it.
I don't know. If you're not going to go hard, then don't do it at all. Because, like Shane said, we almost saw an injury, and that would have made what was relatively a pointless night even more pointless.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, there's a lot to get to. We'll start with the quarterback because that's really been the talk of spring football and really going into the season ever since Jaden Daniels left. We saw Paul Tyson tonight. We saw Trenton Bourget tonight. But Dalen McElmore was the guy I feel like that really stole the show in terms of the quarterback competition. Not a name that a lot of people have really talked about in terms of this quarterback competition. That's mainly because anytime that he got reps in practice, media was already gone. What did you guys like from McElmore's performance tonight?
It was unexpected. A lot of what we saw was pretty expected, pretty subpar, not really showing us much. And no one really expected him to do much. So it was fun to see him sling the ball a little bit. He had a couple nice throws. But yeah, man, I said it a couple times during when we were watching it. That shit was kind of ass. There just wasn't a lot of competitiveness. It just, it wasn't. And I understand like running through going through the motions, and it's not a scrimmage, it's a showcase, but we just didn't really get much. And you didn't really see much of what this team is going to look like because they didn't really showcase anything.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see McElmore take advantage of his opportunity. That's kind of what I think when you talk about quarterback competitions, there's obviously guys who don't get as many reps, and the reps that they do get, they need to take advantage of it, and that's what he did. And I don't think you can really say the same for Tyson or Bourget. I think that the third and fourth string quarterbacks were the best quarterbacks of the night.
Yeah.
So
they got fireworks going off now, so this is going to be real interesting.
Yeah, literally, why? There's no one behind you for the grounds.
They're celebrating, guys. The end of spring football. Okay. Yeah. They're celebrating Dalen McElmore's evening. We've talked a little bit kind of extensively about this quarterback competition, how it's similar to the Manny Wilkins, Blake Barnett situation, just because of Barnett coming from Alabama. But an often forgotten part of that quarterback competition was Brady White, a guy who was hurt, but in my opinion, when he was on the roster, had the best arm on the team. And he probably would have been the starter at the time if it wasn't for the injury. Obviously, we need to see a little bit more from McElmore, but it still reminds me of that scenario where he looked like the best quarterback tonight. But at the end of the day, the competition, his name's not going to be in this competition. It's going to be Trenton Bourget or it's going to be Paul Tyson. What do you guys think about the team almost? It feels like they've limited that competition to just those two guys.
Yeah, I mean, one deserves the chance to be the starting quarterback, and one obviously kind of walked into it from Tyson's perspective, a 4-star recruit, whatever. But Bourget deserves this shot to be able to finally battle for the number one spot. But if it's anything like Brady White, as you said with McElmore, he'll be at Memphis in a couple of years and he'll be having a great season. So who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he did have the best performance out of all the quarterbacks, but I don't think we can overreact to this. We can't on one hand say that this game was stupid and no one was really trying, and on the other hand act like this guy deserves an equal shot at the starting quarterback spot just because he played well in a game against his own teammates where no one was trying. So I don't want to. It was cool to see that he took advantage of the opportunity. Maybe it's slightly discouraging that Tyson and Bourget didn't really, but I still don't think it's much of now we have to watch out for this guy.
7 to 8:45 football practice, 9 p.m. to 11 Civil War reenactment at Sun Devil Stadium.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Did I go for good?
Yeah. No.
Thanks.
I mean, they're just launching fireworks. There's just people on the field watching them really go off. The crowd here tonight, there wasn't much of a crowd. It's ASU football. Usually the fans don't come out for the games. I don't know what some people will come out for the spring showcase. outside of the quarterback, for you guys, what was the highlight of tonight and what was the low light?
Well, the low light was Tevin White almost getting his ACL torn in half. What the fuck are we doing there? Like that's what upset me, I think, the most about this is like most of the time they weren't trying, and then sometimes there would be like hard contact, and it's like, you're not doing this the whole game.
Just don't
Why
do it
are you
at all.
doing it at all?
Yeah.
So that was the low light. The highlight honestly was what?
I'm just waiting for you to come up with something.
Oh, what's his name?
Here we go.
Bennett Meredith, right? The fourth string quarterback.
Yeah.
That last back shoulder touchdown pass.
Yeah,
was like the only thing that was exciting about this. And we got some kicker action, so that was cool.
It was electric.
Like, I didn't even know the kid's name. He was literally the fourth quarterback to get touches. Like, there was nothing to be excited about. Like,
I like the idea. I told Shawn this earlier of being check down university. I think that would be really fun. Just a couple dumps to Ngata here and there. Validate screen.
You gotta catch him though. Ngata's gotta catch him.
Very true. Elijah Badger drag routes.
Messiah Swinson on I think his 1-2 catches.
Great catch.
Solid. He's a big body.
That's probably my highlight.
Them talking about Emmett Bowl made me excited because they were talking about how big he was and how he grew, and I was just like, the beef, I guess.
Ooh, no, my low light was when they were interviewing Donnie Henderson.
Oh my God!
So obviously, Coach, you weren't able to listen to the interviews that they aired on Pac-12 Network. One of them, they were interviewing Donnie Henderson, and at the end of the interview, they said, "Welcome to Tempe, Donnie," as if he hadn't already been here. So yeah, that was fun.
I think my highlight of the night was that 61-yard punt. That was an absolute bomb.
Special team view, baby.
When not even special team you, because Jay Feely, his leg, man, it's not the greatest. I think he's going to be accurate. He's going to be accurate, but he does not have a distance leg whatsoever.
Well, that's why you have. That's why you have two kickers. You have him, and you have Carter Brown, the freshman from Texas, who can boot 60-yarders.
I want to see it, dude. I really want to see it.
Go
and then for
Twitter.
Me, the low light was the offensive line, just in general. Just watching all of the units, I was really kind of disappointed as to just how easy it was for ASU's front seven to really disrupt the plays. You saw several times with Tyson, he had to scramble out of it, and he was just looked pretty uncomfortable. Because he's on the move, he's not really a mobile quarterback. So if that's something that does carry over from the spring showcase or spring football to the season, I think ASU could be in some serious trouble, given the fact that we've talked all spring long about how this offensive line is built with transfers, guys from all over the country that have, they've played at least some high level football. Like, that should be the strong point of this team, not something that we have to talk about as something that needs improvement coming out of the spring showcase. I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on the running backs. We've talked about Daniel Ngata, Xavier Valade. I want to know what you guys thought about Tevin White's performance and George Hart, because those guys, they definitely ran hard tonight.
Yeah, the thing with these scrimmages, and you just can't tell. I like how they're both patient. They're all patient, and that's something that doesn't leave the Arizona State running back room. But you just can't really tell if they're hitting the right holes because the defense doesn't collapse where they would normally collapse. From a size perspective, they all look good, so that's fun. But I mean, just didn't really see enough to be like, wow, that was great, or wow, that wasn't good. You just really can't tell what gaps they're supposed to hit when the defense isn't playing as hard as possible.
No, exactly. I think when you saw that lack of competitiveness the most was on rushing plays. It's like you kind of just saw guys get through the line every time, and even if they didn't get through the line, they would get touched, but then they would keep running because they weren't tackling the running back. So it was kind of hard to see really what they were doing. You didn't get to see any of their true elusiveness or their ability to power through tackles. You didn't get to see a whole lot. I do have to say though, we're being pretty negative about spring football. It was just nice to see a lot of these guys in pads and actually play football. It was nice to see Bourget and Tyson. It was nice to see all the running backs. So that part was refreshing. Like we're saying, it was pointless because you didn't really get to see anything from like an actual football perspective. But as a fan, it was still nice to see ASU football happen in some form. But yeah, otherwise, like, but with the running backs, it's not much to say really. I like literally the low light was Tevin White almost getting hurt.
Yeah. Toji Lotone asks, can we really buy all the buzz about this team being very close? Like everyone says, Ricky Pearsall said it in one of the interviews during the showcase. Like, did you notice anything out there just from watching it in person?
I think you can buy into the fact that this team does have a bond. They are close. You see it on the sidelines. They're joking, having fun, but on one note, yes, they're close, but that doesn't translate to them necessarily being a solid team on the field. You can have a great close locker room, and the product here on the field just isn't up to standards or expectations. And I think that's kind of what we saw tonight. Whether everybody was going 100%, 110%, 50%, it doesn't really matter. That should never, in my personal opinion, and I'm sure you guys probably feel the same way, like, if you're going to go 100%, you go 100%. If you're going to go 50% the whole time, then you go 50% the whole time. And your players have to know that. Not like we saw where the 1s and 2s were kind of half-assing it, and then when the 3s and 4s got out there, everyone's going 100%. Like, I get those are the guys that are probably trying to earn some sort of playing time or earn their roster spot a little bit more. But it's just it's weird to me because it just sets everything off just kind of weird. The energy was just weird when the 1s and 2s were out there, and then it picked up when the 3s and 4s were out there. Like, what is your guys' take on that? If you're going 100%, you go 100%. If you're going 50, then you go 50 the whole time, right?
My thing is, like, not all 3s and 4s are created equal. Like, there's some 4th-string guys that we'll probably never see on the field with Tevin White. Like if you have some of those guys going hard, and then you have a guy who's has a chance to be an impact player in the future for this team, like, that is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And we almost saw the outcome of that. So, I mean, they do need to be going. They just kind of all need to be the same page and keep a consistent energy, like, because you don't want to see what almost happened to
One good thing about it, though, is hopefully that won't be a conversation when we're watching real games.
Yeah.
The effort level will probably be at the highest the entire time. That's usually what home teams do. But yeah, another couple of weird things from the interviews. Pearsall, what did he say? He said, when he was talking about how close they were, he said, we're a team that when we pass each other in the hallways, we say what's up and ask them how they're doing.
Basic manners.
Basic manners. But I get what he
isn't that what everybody does?
Yeah. Literally. I do get what he's saying, though. I mean, this team is close, and that's something that they need to really lean on, is that, you know, they're not the most talented team, but coming together as one. College football all about emotion. Like, this team can be good. I still am not buying the only 3 wins crap. Like, this is at least a 5-win team to me.
I think so. Going into tonight, I was talking to some other media members out here. I'm like, 7-5 was the standard, what people were thinking, right? Bowl eligible, 7-5. After watching what I saw tonight, like, I get they weren't giving it 100%, but like, just watching the talent on the field, I really don't think this team is better than 5 wins.
I'm not reacting to anything I saw tonight. I mean, it just doesn't matter. Like, this is not what it's going to look like at all. You don't know who's going to be the impact player this year. Like, is Pearsall going to try to have as big or is the offense going to try to give Pearsall as big of an impact as they tried to last year? Is Elijah Badger going to get more touches on the defensive end? Are the Markham twins going to be studs? Are the corners as good as this team thinks they are? Like, you just really don't know, and you can't tell coverage stuff and scheme from shit like this. You just don't. It's good for the team to get loose. It's good for the fans to come see. It's good for the children in the background doing cartwheels on the field. That's fantastic. But I'm not reacting to really anything I saw, and this isn't changing how I feel about the team, really.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple of things when I was watching Bourget and Tyson that, like, I liked it, didn't like. Like, I think there was a couple of times where they tried to run a quarterback option with Bourget, and, like, I don't think he really made the right reads, or like Tyson, like, going through his progressions looked good, but it's even that is hard to tell because you don't know if the secondary, if the coverage is playing at 100% speed. So, like, but so there's like a couple of things that, like, made me feel a little more confident. Like, I do think that Tyson looked better than Bourget, kind of, but like ultimately, like Shane said, this was like a net neutral. Like, assuming whoa, I just
Tochi, let me ask you this: aside from like players on the field that you saw, did you see anything from the coaching staff that you really liked tonight? Did you see? I saw Herm moving players into position sometimes. Did you see anything that the camera operators, because God bless them, they weren't fantastic tonight, didn't catch?
The two things that I noticed from a coaching perspective is Herm's energy was back to where I'm used to. From my years here when Herm first got here, the energy was just ridiculous, whether it be him or a team on the field. He brought the energy tonight, which is, I think, a promising thing for Sun Devil fans, given what's kind of transpired in the offseason. Given the way that, the first couple of weeks of spring ball went, it just didn't seem like the energy was there from him or really the team in general. So I loved what I saw from him today. And then Shawn, the running backs coach, former coach at Chandler High School. I think he's done a phenomenal job over the last couple of years here with ASU. Just look at the production that the Sun Devils have gotten out of their running backs. And he is such a vocal guy on the field, which is something I don't think the cameras necessarily pick up because they're focused on Herm or Glenn Thomas. But I think after this season, I would not be surprised if Aguano got a offensive coordinator position somewhere else, given the fact that I think this is going to be a farewell tour for a lot of coaches here at ASU. So I really like what I saw from Aguano.
Well, thankfully there was no fights on the field tonight, but you can bet on fights right now. Literally right now, there's 2 title fights about to start. Shawn and I just witnessed one of the greatest fights I think I've ever seen. That's not a main event. That Cosma and Gilbert Burns fight, just pure violence for 15 minutes. It was electric. But right now on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, you can get in on the action, but just $5 on any fighter. Either Aljo or
Peter Jan,
or Volk or
Green Zombie.
The Green Zombie.
It's Volk and Peter.
But you can bet $5 on either 4 of those guys who are about to fight right now. I think they're doing walkouts right now for the Jan fight. Get $100 in free bets, win or lose guaranteed. It's just that simple. So choose your fighter, then sit back and watch the action unfold. You don't have to worry about anything. Somebody can get slept and you'll still get $100 in your bank account. So, download it today. Use that promo code PHNX. Bet just $5 on any fighter. Win or lose, you get $100 in free bets. It's safe, it's secure, it's reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw cash whenever you want. It's safe, it's secure, reliable, unlike the Octagon, which is scary, octagonal, and it's unreliable.
Secure. Well, that's secure, though. I mean,
it's not octagonal. I
was going to say
it's definitely not safe.
And it's not that secure because some dudes from the crowd did jump in and beat Conor McGregor's ass one time. So.
Yeah. So, DraftKings Sportsbook, safe, secure, and reliable. So download today. Use the promo code PHNX when you sign up at just $5 in UFC 273. Get $100 in free bets no matter what. Fish Sports betting partner of the UFC. It's 21 plus. Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Seriously, if you haven't signed up for the DraftKings Sportsbook app, what are you doing? Go bet some money right now.
Right now.
Free money. Free money. Yeah.
Yep.
Free money.
Yeah.
So We've talked a lot about the offense. I want to get your guys' take on the defense. Again, not everybody going 100%, not seeing everything that this team is necessarily capable of. But was there anybody on the defense that you did see a little spark from that you really hope carries over to the start of the season?
No. I mean, I guess
defense in these are it's so hard to read.
It's Pro Bowl energy. Like, I will say it was nice hearing, I believe it was Herm talking during the game, before the game, that like they asked him who the leader was on this defense, if anyone stepped up, and without hesitating, he said Kyle Soley. And so like that is good to hear. It kind of echoes what we heard from Gentry and kind of what we figured would happen, right? Like, so it is good to see that he has kind of stepped up in that role. But defense,
DJ Taylor, I liked a little bit tonight. Was he returning kicks at all? Did you notice?
No, but anybody who returned a kick tonight should leave their jersey and should not come back.
Okay.
It was Bunkley was the only one. Bunkley and Ngata were the two consistently returning punts and kicks. The punts were fine, but I don't think ASU actually caught a kickoff tonight.
Dude,
everything was muffed.
And I hope that wasn't DJ Taylor again, because we know very well, if you watched ASU football last year, you know how sad that was watching 28 back there returning kicks. He had some really bad luck. So I'm just curious to see if he was still doing that. I honestly would like to see Elijah Badger take some kicks back. Big fan of him, as everybody knows. Yeah. He creates in space very well. And
you saw him early.
Returning kicks.
Well, no, I know, but I'm saying in general, like you saw him early.
Check down you. Nice little drag route.
Check down you. Why? No, we can't buy into that.
Yes, buy into check down you stock. I want to see a 3rd and 2. You check down for a yard and then go for it on 4th and inches. Paul Tyson.
You have to get to 3rd and 2. You have to get to 3rd and 2 first. I'm not sure this team will do that.
I trust the running backs to do that.
Can you?
You don't want a dual quarterback. You don't want a dual quarterback set in the wishbone where you're snapping to either one. Who knows?
Bourget pitches to Tyson, and then Tyson bombs it downfield. A little quarterback flea flicker
to
Macklemore.
Bennett Meredith
to Macklemore or
dude,
Meredith.
A full QB set. We have Meredith and Macklemore on wide as wide receivers. 2 quarterbacks in the backfield, Tyson and Bourget, and just let all hell break loose.
Yeah,
I am officially declaring my support for the Macklemore for starter campaign.
Wow,
you're doing it right now.
That's crazy.
I know. And this is obviously half a joke because I said we can't overreact to it, but
yeah, we can't overreact. I want the first string as the starter right now.
I bet you won't see a better practice out of Tyson or Bourget than you will on the day after Macklemore gets named starter. I'm just saying, Macklemore for starter, maybe president too.
We're saying Macklemore.
Macklemore?
It has to be Macklemore.
Macklemore.
There's no way it's Macklemore.
It's Macklemore.
Okay. That'd be kind of sick, though.
I'm popping tags. Yeah.
Anything else you saw out there, Totri?
I liked what I saw from Keon Markham. He looked like the only guy on defense that brought any sort of energy, especially late in the showcase. Saw the couple of pass deflections and breakups he had with Chad Johnson, Andre Johnson out there. I like the energy. I like his size, where he's at defensive back. I think he's definitely going to earn a lot of playing time this season. I think he could be a stud for this secondary that's kind of been a question mark all spring and going into the season. I liked what I saw from both the Soley brothers, Kyle and Connor. Connor looks so much bigger for some reason today than he has the entire spring. I couldn't tell you why.
That's weird.
It's super weird. And then Kyle, obviously, like Herma said, like Eric Gentry said, he's a clear-cut leader on this team. He may not be the best linebacker out there. I think that's Merlin or even Eric Gentry, but it says something that I think everybody, not only on the defense, but on the team, can really rally around a guy who's been here for such a long time, local kid. So I think really the Soley brothers and then Keon Markham are the 2 guys on the defensive side of the ball for me.
Going back to offense, talking about the big beefs up front, Low Tone asking about Chris Martinez, I believe.
No, I meant Boley.
Oh, Boley, San Diego State, South Dakota. So
yeah, makes
those mixed up.
Well, I mean, maybe he is talking. I don't know. But Boley, fucking beef. I like him because he was a tight end, and like I'm looking at his his page from his old college, Northern State University. Northern State in South Dakota. Or he's from South Dakota, but the school is called Northern State. I don't know. Who knows?
Imagine being 6'7", 300 pounds.
But yeah, he started like his original thing is he's a 6'6", 240-pound tight end. So that's how he got to college, a 640-pound tight end, and he's now 300 pounds or 200.
He threw on 60
He was
pounds.
6'6", 240, and now he's 6'7", 300. Like that growth is unbelievable.
What do you eat?
Eating?
What do you eat to gain 60 pounds?
I don't. A lot of corn, I guess.
No, probably like those really dense blocks of food that you see in like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like those like
blocks of food.
Like it's just like a 1x1 cube, but it has a bunch of nutrition, and you know what I'm talking about. I'll look it up.
I think he's just eating like cow feed. Like he's just getting
eating fodder.
Yeah,
cow fodder.
He's huge, but like I was saying, I like that he
chicken
tenders. Honestly, probably. But I like
you got to eat a lot of chicken. How many chicken tenders do you think to gain 60 pounds when you're and it's one thing to be like, I'm gaining 60 pounds. It's another thing to be like, I work out for a living and I'm still able to add 60 pounds.
You know how Canes has the 3-finger combo and 6-finger combo, whatever it is? 3, 4, and 6. Thank you, producer Jacob. They have the 3, 4, and 6-finger combo. He has the infinity finger combo.
Yeah, he gets the catering by himself.
He has a black card. He just show up whenever he wants, and they just give him. They just give him whatever number of tenders he wants. But like I was saying, I do like that he was a tight end because that means his like the way he's developed his footwork. He's like is a little different than your average offensive lineman. So hopefully his like footwork is a little better than your run-of-the-mill offensive lineman. But on the other hand, he has like an interesting background. They were talking on the broadcast about how he played 9-man football in high school. He so it'll be
because he was the size of 3 of them.
True, right? But like I like that. That was you're on your feet there. It was very witty.
Don't point at him.
Well, I guess
I liked that toe tree.
I like that toe tree.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
But no, like he obviously hasn't played this level of competition, so it's going to be a completely different story when he's trying to block Power 5 defensive ends, edge rushers. But I like the size a lot. Like you can't teach 6'7", 300 pounds. Like you're not going to find that everywhere. So at least he's kind of like, I know you hate him, Enoch. Just like he's got this this body that's built for him to be successful at this position. It's just a matter of how he can develop and what the coaches can do with him. But I like the size that he provides.
I hate the Enoch comp. I hate the Enoch comp.
But I mean, but you understand what I'm saying though? Like
yes, there's a lot of potential there given his size and his I 100% see where you're coming from. I will have an article on Go PHNX sometime tomorrow, just kind of outlining who I thought was the stars, studs, maybe some guys who just disappointed during the spring showcase. So be sure to go over to gophnx.com today. Become a member of the family, and when you do, you're going to get either a free T-shirt from the locker or your first month for 50 cents just for signing up. Not to mention, Shawn is rocking some of our new PHNX hats. We've got snapbacks, dad hats. I've been told we're working on Deacon hats. They have little mustaches.
It got vetoed.
Mustaches. Oh, it did?
Yeah, the people up upstairs told me no.
I still might produce. I might get some fish hook wire or whatever it's called, fishing wire, and a fake mustache and just hang it from this hat. Hang it right here.
I'm down for it. The Deacon hat.
I don't like that.
It doesn't matter if you like it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think those things would sell. I'd buy one. I'd buy one in like 3 different colors.
I think they would sell, and all the sales would just be the Totri and I.
And you'd hand them out?
No, I'd sold out. No, yeah, they're one for every day. They're different.
Enoch and Emmett block party. Put that on a T-shirt. The block party. Wow. Enoch and Emmett when they're both All-Americans.
The block. Oh, when they're both All-Americans?
They're both All-American multi-sport athletes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be living on the fucking moon when that happens.
Enoch and Messiah Swinson in a 2 tight end set. Hold on now.
Like we said, go over to gophnx.com today. Become a member of the family. And when you do, again, either a free T-shirt from the locker or your first month for 50 cents just for signing up. Boys, again, spring football is officially over. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
I'm just looking forward to real football.
Yep. Before we go, we'd be stupid not to talk about ASU softball.
Oh yeah.
My goodness.
Did they win?
Wagon
alert. No one circles the wagon like the ASU softball team. Fuck the Buffalo Bills.
Wagon.
The ASU softball team is the greatest team in the history of athletics. No.
The Bills were up in competition?
No, because the Bills, no one circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills, the catchphrase.
What about ASU baseball?
No, we're not wasting our energy on that team with softball. We will at some point, obviously. But softball, they were losing 4-0, and they brought it back, baby.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Guys, if you enjoyed the show today, we'll be back on Monday with a super special show. So you need to be following us on social to find out why. And you can do so at PHNX_Sun Devils. And you can follow me at Anthony_Totri. Boys, where can the peeps follow you?
Whoa,
I dropped my roster.
You can follow me on Twitter.
Did you just blow a kiss at us?
At Shane D.
Yeah, I did.
No, he did.
Happy
he did
Saturday.
blow a kiss at us.
Happy Saturday.
Stop it.
I caught it. Yeah, I took his kiss. Finish your act.
Let's get out of here, bro.
Oh, at Shawn _DePaz, springy as always. I don't know.
Oh, you know what?
Ew.
I need an injury update. I need to make sure that nothing is wrong with Tevin White.
Oh yeah.
So we'll be tweeting out that, I'm sure, on our Twitter account. But that's just the main thing from this is nothing really matters except to come out of this injury free.
Yeah.
So really hoping that he is okay. It didn't look like it was serious. It looked scary at first.
It looked scary at first, but yeah, he seemed like he was fine on the bench.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So. It looked like he was fine out here, especially afterwards. Everything looked fine. So, like you guys said, that's the most important thing. Everybody getting out of here healthy. Again, if you enjoyed the show, follow us on social. We'll be back again on Monday. But for now, peace.